U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran named Operation Epic Fury. What will the world look like on the other side of all of this? For more, let's welcome in our next guest, the Senate Chairman of the National Iranian Congress and the other of the Comrade Ayatollah Amir Fakhravar, and retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and President of Project Sentinel, Tony Shaffer. Great to see you both this morning. Amir, I want to start with you. What is the reaction that you've seen from people around the world as now the news is spread that the Iranian Supreme Leader is dead?
Thank you for having me. As we predicted for years, it was a celebration all over Iran and all over the world. And, for years we have been saying, look, just 98% of the country, they are against this regime. These are the very small layer of fanatic mullahs who occupied our country. The Persian civilization, the birthplace of civilization. And we have been under occupation, not for 47 years, for 1400 years. And right now, the thing President Trump, the 47th President of the United States, have been done, he just ended the life of a monster, Ali Khamenei, and he ended the era of Islam and Quran in Iran. You will see that Iran is not an Islamic country anymore, and you will see how it will develop to something totally different, and we will be the best friend of United States and Israel in the world.
Yeah, so Tony, every time we start getting into these coverage of these military actions, we always unveil some new toy we're playing with. And this time, Central Command announcing a first, the use of one-way or kamikaze attack drones. And we've seen these in Ukraine and Russia. We've seen them in the Middle East. But now the U.S. has it. And I can only imagine what this is going to mean for the future of combat.
So, yeah, Mark, I was speaking to some of the folks involved in this program, and they've been preparing for this for the last 3 weeks, and they were ready to launch. And let me just say for the record, for those who are watching who may oppose us, this is not the only new and innovative technology we have. There's a lot we haven't shown, so just reminding folks of that fact. With that said, we recognize that the battlefield is changing, and we need to change and adapt to the battlefield. And there's been some video that you're running there on the B-roll. That right there was a small aperture drone being flown into the radar there and destroyed instantly. And they're inexpensive. That cost of that drone was probably about 1/100th of that radar we just destroyed. So there's economic value. There's the value of stealth, of being able to put these things together and use. And we learned a lot from watching the Russians and the Ukrainians go at this. They've been using these sorts of things too. So there's a new era of warfare, a new era coming. Just one real quick comment. I saw E.D. Hill talking about the history. We're using high technology to right the wrongs of the 1970s. Think about that, Mark. This all started under Jimmy Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski. We are now past this era of essentially allowing a country to be the terrorist of the Middle East and putting, hopefully, them on the path of recovery with the rest of the world to be our friend.
And we know that the U.S. Central Command also has been putting out kind of a fact-check list, claiming lies coming out of the remaining Iranian regime, including the number of U.S. casualties reported as many as 50, when in fact there are 0. And the lie that U.S. bases have received damages in Iranian retaliation, we know as well. Amir, can we really trust anything coming out of Iran still?
For maybe 18 hours, they were denying, they were saying, yeah, President Trump is lying as always, Supreme Leader is not dead. And it was the official news agency of Iran. And in an hour, they said, oh, you know what? Yes, Supreme Leader is dead. You know, we heard all these lies from this regime, the misinformation and disinformation campaign from them. I'm glad it's over. And right now, the next step is President Trump have done a lot of magics. The next magic should be him asking Iranian opposition figures to come together on his watch to sign a proposed draft constitution for future Iran based on United States Constitution, exactly the thing General Douglas MacArthur have done at the post-war Japan. And look at Japan, what happened to it. And it's part of G7 and the greatest ally of United States. President Trump needs to do that and we are ready. We, the opposition leaders, we are ready to just come and sit around the table when President Trump's calling us.
Yeah.
I think the world is ready for that too. Amir, Fakhravar, Tony Shaffer, great to see you guys this morning. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, sleeper cell threat in the